Are you a podcaster? Maybe you've got that big idea and you're looking for a network to join. The multi-award-winning Ozcast Network can get your content to eyes and ears all over the world. Join now for the first month free, and you could be featuring this sound at the beginning of your podcast.
Ozcast.
Simply head to ozcastnetwork.com for details.
Hey, it's Kari Watt. Did you enjoy your weekend? We had gorgeous weather here in Sydney. It's been sunny during the day, but it's getting quite cool at night. Anyway, every Monday we look at social media platforms to help you stay ahead of the latest trends. So let's dive in. Facebook has acquired the GIF platform Giphy, which is worth around 623 million Australian dollars, which converts to 400 million US and 369 million euros. I was going to say 369 euros, which is not correct, but it's 369 million euros. Now, Giphy is the most popular GIF database. It has 500 million daily active users and more than 11 million hours of use every single day. Now, Giphy maximizes its usage with an API interaction on platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Now, Facebook is also making its new Messenger Rooms multi-participant video hangouts available to all users globally, which I think is fantastic. Now, the Message Room means that you can host video chats of up to 50 people. And friends can see you have a room active at the top of their feed, so they can drop in if they want to join the discussion. Initially, these didn't work really well in Australia. You had to create a room on your desktop version of Facebook, and you had to join it by Messenger so you could create an active room with nobody in it and really no way to join it. You had to sort of mess around with the platform a little bit to join it. Now, it appears it's a little confusing still because the carousel lists in Facebook show people who've created a room and people who are simply active on Messenger. It looks like all of these people are in their own rooms and up for a chat, but when you tap on the Say Hi call to action button at the bottom of your profile image, you actually just send them a message because they're not actually in a room. Now, I'd love to get your feedback on the Facebook message rooms. Have you used it? What's your take on it? And you can follow me and reach out on Instagram and Facebook at Kari Watt with your thoughts. Oh, and if it's the first time you're listening, let me introduce myself. I'm Kari Watt, the creator of the Kari Cares podcast, Kari Watt YouTube channel, and a digital strategist with nearly 2 decades of experience in marketing and communications. For the best digital and social media tips to rank higher on Google search, subscribe to Kari Cares podcast to make sure you never ever miss out on these updates. Now, there is some good news, good feel news report. Facebook has invested $1 billion into a new sea cable to improve internet access in Africa. And the idea is to connect more people to the internet and also to Facebook. The plan's part of Facebook's broader mission to connect with the world with over 3.5 billion people who still are not able to access the internet. There you go. They're investing. Now, Facebook has also launched a Support My Business tools in both Facebook and Instagram. On Facebook, the social network is promoting the use of hashtag support small business. On Instagram, you can select support small business sticker inside your stories, and then you enter the Instagram handle for that business, which will populate the sticker with preview images from that account. Now, you can't control which images are chosen, but it does give you a bit of support to get more people interested in tapping it to check them out. It's perfect if you've got other brand pages and you want to send traffic to it, and also if you want to support a mate's business or a small business in your area that you know needs a hand and needs more traffic there. I mean, I did it last week for a friend's business. Instagram launches House of Instagram brand advice hub in Australia that links to a range of guides, tips and resources for businesses with the focus on the Australian market. Now, the Information Hub includes how to build your brand on the platform and how to connect with Instagram audiences, as well as case studies and wellbeing tools. It is a good reference point if you are looking to get a better understanding of Instagram and what the opportunities are for your business, even if you're not operating in Australia. And I'll provide a link to this on my website if you go to currywatt.com and go into the insights section, and if you'll find the blog that says social media updates number 7, which is this. Now, Instagram is also giving more users control over their on-platform experience and to reduce the impact of trolls and abusive actions within the app with a new bulk comment removal process, which will make it easier for you to manage your post comments and streams. To delete multiple comments or bulk block accounts, right? You tap on a comment and then there's the dotted icon on the right hand corner. Select manage comments, choose up to 25 comments to delete at once. You can tap more options to block or restrict accounts in bulk. Now, Instagram's also testing out a new option to pin comments within your post reply streams to encourage more positive interactions. And they're adding new controls over who can tag and mention your account to reduce misuse, such as bullying. You'll be able to choose whether you want everyone to tag you, only the people that follow you, or no one at all. Or you can choose the manually approved tags option to maintain more specific control over the process. Now, I really like this feature because I always get someone tagging me in their terrible commercial accounts to show up on my feed or to share in my stories. And, it's just awful because they're not even people that I know. If they sent me a DM and introduced themselves and said, this is what we're trying to achieve, I may share that in my stories if I think it adds value to my account. But it's really not a cool thing to tag people that you don't know unless you're publishing on their platforms. But tagging someone you don't know in your terrible ads is just the wrong thing to do, and it will get you blocked on Instagram. Let's move on to LinkedIn. LinkedIn has officially launched its news polls option, which I spoke about last week, giving you another way to gather feedback and boost engagement. Now, you can track your polls and the results in real time. As a poll creator, you'll also have access to listing who voted and which option they cast their vote for. Now, while LinkedIn posts are pretty much the same as every other poll option on social media platforms, it's the people who respond that will add extra value to the variation. Now, LinkedIn has announced a rebrand of its editorial team, which has now grown to more than 75 individual staff members working across 15 regions. Now, they manage the platform's trending news listings, LinkedIn lists, the daily rundown of key news stories. Their extensive editorial team have worked on things like Forbes, Fortune, HBR, Nikkei, Bloomberg, Reuters, The Wall Street Journal and Wired, and many more. Now, LinkedIn has added some new tools to its Sales Navigator platform. Gosh, I can't speak this morning. I don't know what's wrong with me. First off, LinkedIn has added a new Smart Links option to give you more insight into who's viewed your posted updates, for how long and when. When you add a smart link to your LinkedIn update or email, you'll then be able to see who's opened the link, how long they've read it for, and which elements are the most important to them or interest them most. Now, LinkedIn's also added a new option to create contacts in Microsoft Dynamics 365 in the Sales Navigator, as well as a new alerts panel that users can like, comment, share updates direct from the Sales Navigator homepage. And you can read more about that on my website, currywatt.com. Now, Twitter has finally launched the retweets with comments on iOS. Now, your your retweet count will include both basic retweets and retweets with comments, so you can see the tweet in detail. It's now being tested on Android smart devices, so if you've got one of those, don't despair. They will be releasing that as soon as the testing has finished, and I'll let you know here. Now, Reddit has launched a test of new blockchain-based community points system, which lets moderators allocate points to community members based on their activity within their subreddits. Now, these points can they can be used to purchase things like special memberships that give users access to some interesting new features, like custom loyalty badges for each subreddit, and special members can add gifts to their responses that will appeal to many of the Reddit's 430 million plus users. With your points, you can also tip other users for their contributions and comments, which will encourage more engagement. In order to qualify, you first need to sign up for a vault that introduces how cryptocurrencies work. The vault serves the same purpose as a crypto wallet, such as, like Bitcoin. Once you have a vault, any points you add to it cannot be taken away from you, and you are operated independently of Reddit. Now, Snapchat has updated its analytics layout and added a new quoting feature, which you can respond to replies in your public stories. Of course, Snapchat analytics are not available to all users. It's only for those with create accounts. Now, I think Snap's really vague on the actual requirements for creating a creator profile. If you have a creator profile, can you please send me a message at KariWatt on either Instagram or Facebook and let me know how you set one up, because also TikTok has altered its rules around commercial usage of popular music, which will stop verified brands from using popular tracks. Well, I think that's pretty good, because a lot of those brands are now posting TikTok on other social media platforms, which is actually illegal to use popular music unless you have a license for it or a paid license. So this is a smart move from TikTok. Now, they will have a list of royalty-free commercial music library of sounds that are available for businesses, but you won't be allowed to include popular tracks in your clips from now on. Now, these new restrictions only apply to commercial entities and not to popular influencers. Let's see how long that lasts, eh? That's quite funny. Group live streaming app House Party is using a 3-day virtual in-the-house festival, which includes a range of celebrity guests to showcase its latest co-watching feature update. With in-person events off the cards, right, due to COVID-19, connecting by streaming video is the closest replacement we have, and co-watching adds another element to the engagement. Now, Google has some new digital training sessions called Grow with Google. It could be a good opportunity to get a better handle on digital marketing fundamentals, especially for business owners who are now forced to make a more significant shift online due to COVID-19 shutdowns. There are sessions for local businesses, teachers, job seekers and students, developers and startups. Topics include, let me just have a look at what the topics are. New skills in the digital world, how to connect with your customers and manage your business remotely. For anything that I've mentioned today, you can head on over to kariwatt.com. Inside the Insights section, you'll find social media update number 7 to find the links mentioned today. Make sure you tune in this Thursday to learn the 3 marketing mistakes that could kill your business. And I did publish last Wednesday by mistake. It appears that social distancing has put me out of whack. Hours turn into days turn into weeks, and who knows what date it is. Oh yeah, this should be Monday, but if you're in another country, maybe it's Sunday. And I'd be really grateful if you left me a review for the Kari Cares podcast. They're great for me to read, and it helps me improve this podcast. Thank you for doing so. Remember to share this with a friend who could use a helping hand. Why? Because Kari cares about women helping women and men who could use a helping hand. Until next time, peace.
Are you a podcaster? Maybe you've got that big idea and you're looking for a network to join. The multi-award-winning Ozcast Network can get your content to eyes and ears all over the world. Join now for the first month free, and you could be featuring this sound at the beginning of your podcast.
Ozcast.
Simply head to ozcastnetwork.com for details.